All right, the EDC07. I'm gonna start this video by just trying to boil this thing down and describing it. It is basically a built-in slim style flashlight with a tail switch for on and off operation. It has both momentary and constant on operation, depending on what you look for. This is the mode switch right here, and this changes not only your brightness level when you click it, but if you hold it down, it will also change the color temperature of the light output. So if you like a cooler white tone, you can access that. Neutral white, which is kind of in the middle, and then a very low CCT, warmer white light. A little more amber, a little more cozy light tone. Nice CRI, color rendering index with this. So yeah, those three options. There's the breakdown of CCT and CRI right there. 1500 lumens max. Looks like 132 meters of throw according to Nitecore as well. And yeah, operation, user interface, one of my favorite things about this product. Like I said before, this is your on and off switch. You cannot inadvertently turn this thing on in any way with the mode switch, no matter how many times you press or hold it. Here's your USB Type-C recharging port. You can actually use this flashlight while it is charging as well. That's important to some folks, so I thought I'd point that out. Can be done here. Can it tail stand? Yes, it can. Quite well, actually. You still need a pretty level and smooth surface, but the fact that these fins are kind of separated, they act as like chair legs almost. They do add a lot of stability rather than going all the way across. I find this is even more stable. So yeah, you can ceiling bounce with this if you want to light up a room, no problem. And then yeah, the different light tones kind of make that nice as well if you are somewhat snobby like I am becoming. Battery status illuminator here. If you see 4 dots, you're over 75% state of charge. If you see 3, you're over 50. If you see 2, you are over 25. And then if you see 1, you're 25. And if it's blinking red, I believe that means you're under 10% state of charge. So yeah, clip setup. It is set inside the polymer shell. This flashlight is made of polymer, by the way. I didn't know that until I got my hands on it. I thought it was remarkably light. Actually, before I even opened it, the package that I received, it was so light, I was like, wow. And yeah, that is a benefit of this type of material. Very lightweight. As far as heat management goes, I was curious about how that would do. And it does get warm up here. I didn't really notice a difference between this and aluminum in terms of the heat output toward the bezel. You are seeing the bezel glow here at the end. If that bothers you, they do have the EDC07 in black. It doesn't happen, or at least not near as much with that. So yeah, but yeah, I'm just checking out the heat. It's getting warm already, but it's not hot by any stretch. We'll leave it on. But back to the clip setup. Very well done by Nitecore. I reviewed the EDC23, I believe it was. It was their first flat style flashlight I got my hands on, and the clip setup on that was not ideal. They have since improved this. Very suitable to carrying deeply in the pocket. And then it is inset in that plastic too. So going to be a lot more sturdy, good retention on it. Enough of a lip here to get this over some denim if you wear jeans. So yeah, very, very good when it comes to the clip setup as far as I am concerned. Tail standability, we already talked about that. Mode switch, battery status illuminator. As far as that goes, I mean, you got ergos, pretty decent. I mean, it's a flat style flashlight. Can turn it on like this, your mode switch right here, raised portions on the side, and just some cuts in the polymer or in the molded polymer to kind of give it some aesthetic that matches the rest of the lineup from Nitecore, at least the most recent offerings from them, like the EDC09, EDC17. So yeah, I think this is a great addition. One other thing I really like about this that does set it apart from the others in the lineup is the price point. Probably due in part to the use of the polymer instead of aluminum. This comes in like nearly half the cost. So retails at the time of recording, I'm looking at $45.95 from the Nitecore store. Let me check Amazon really quick. I have my computer pulled up right next to me. That's what's going for on Amazon in my region in the US right now at the time of recording as well. So yeah, good price point. And I think that makes this a good candidate for some when it comes to everyday carry. That's what the EDC stands for right here. This is a nice general purpose flashlight. And if you're a bit on the snobby side like myself, these LEDs are awesome because I think they have you know, it looks like there's two, but there's 4 panels that emit light. And you can kind of see the checkered pattern maybe. It's hard with the reflector, but maybe you can see the ambers and then the cool white. So by alternating and using combinations of those LEDs, that's how you get your different color temperatures. And it's really well done. I really think this technology is cool. I haven't seen it. There's other flashlights on the market from other companies, of course, that do offer multiple different color temperatures to choose from. But as far as in a setup like this, I think Night Labs LEDs offered by Nitecore are the only ones on the market that are doing this, to my knowledge. So if you know of any others, let me know. But yeah, I think it's really good. MCT, I think stands for multi-color temperature. Maybe it says it on here somewhere, but I think that's what that means. Here's some more specs here. Impact resistant to 2 meters, quite good. IP67 waterproof as well. So yeah, good quality flashlight here. As far as I can tell, got 15,000 milliamp hour capacity. The built-in battery does come with a cable tie lanyard with a cinch. Thank you, Nitecore. And your user manual and safety guide. So that's what's included with the product. And I like Nitecore's packaging. You know, there's nothing wrong with white or black boxes, but I like their yellow and black and white scheme. Looks quite good. Yeah, anyway, cool white light here on low mode. Good amount of light still. Let me make sure this is truly low. Sorry, one moment. Yeah, I think it was. Yep. Moonlight mode is pretty good too. No sense showing it out here. But yeah, we have cool white. If you hold down the mode switch, get into neutral. Different light tone. And then hold down again for warm white light. More amber, a little more orange tinge to it. Comes down to personal preference and CRI needs. Let's go back to cool white, jump up to the next mode, medium. Quite a bit of light here. Pin the camera first, then the light. Just neutral. Warm white next. High mode next. We're still on warm white light output. We'll get to cool white. Cool white light does appear brighter to my eye than the others. So if you just need sheer output, just care more about contrast than about color rendering and things like that, cool white's good. To change to neutral. And lastly, warm white. There's a noble beast over there, checking out the yard. All right, and then last up, turbo. Let's get to cool white. Cool white light output, turbo. This tree is across the street. It's a large tree, but lighting up the branches pretty well. Let's do neutral. Maybe my favorite of the 3 options. And then warm white. I do like this incandescent look though. Try to hit this tree with the warm white. I'm still reaching. So I hope that helps. Then yeah, from here we go back down to low. Moonlight mode, I'll show you inside, a little easier to see. Other modes that are nice to have include moonlight mode, strobe mode, and SOS. You're gonna access those by holding the mode switch down from off and then activating the tilt switch. So if you release after about a second, you're gonna get moonlight mode. And you can, yes, adjust your color temperature on moonlight mode as well, same as the other modes. From here, if you hit the mode switch again, you're gonna go to low, up through, turbo, back down to low in that cycle. If you want strobe mode, by the way, this flashlight has mode memory, so we were just in moonlight mode. Next time I hit the tail switch, you're gonna remember that in moon rather. To access the strobe mode, it's pretty much the same thing, except you're not going to release the mode switch. You're gonna continue to hold it after you hit the switch once. I'm gonna try to hide the light here so we don't blind ourselves, but so yeah, by holding the mode switch, how am I gonna do this? Yeah, I'll do it like this. Hold the mode switch, then press the tail. We're in moonlight mode now. If we keep holding, it's gonna be in strobe. So that's how you get to strobe. You can click the light off. Same thing, mode memory. So next time you hit this tail switch without messing with the mode button at all, it's gonna get strobe right away in either momentary or full press. So there's momentary, there's full press. So you do get strobe, and the strobe is extremely bright. I'm not gonna actually blast this here, but it's the full 1500 lumens. And SOS mode, basically what I'm gonna do is turn that off. We're just gonna start all over. You will continue to hold through the strobe mode, and that brings you to the SOS mode. So we're gonna hold the switch, activate the button, we're on ultra low, then strobe, then SOS. So that's how that works. Everything. The EDC07 is a great addition to Nitecore's lineup in my opinion, not only because the price point is around half the other offerings in the same type of form factor design. Generally speaking, you still get MCT, multiple color temperature LEDs in this product. Great design, clip setup's great, it can tail stand. Is this the ideal work light? I'm gonna say no, although you can tail stand this and ceiling bounce light to light up an area if you're indoors or in a tent or something like that. However, if you need a dedicated work light, I'd check out the EDC09 from them instead of this one. But like I said, easier price point, easier entry for some. If you've been waiting to try a Nitecore product, this might be a good one to get in on, because if you don't mind the polymer, that is, that might be a deal breaker for some. I don't mind it as much as I should. I really should not like this as much as I reluctantly do, because I do not like built-in batteries and I do not care for plastic in general or polymer. Polymer is the more polite, kind way, fancier way to describe it, but it's plastic. It doesn't seem like the cheapy kind to me, just on feel. Like it feels like a nice sturdy polymer, and the texture on it's good too. It doesn't feel like it's got like really rough edges from the molding process or anything like that. And it's pretty well glued together. So I think this thing's gonna hold up. I mean, they're pretty confident in the waterproof rating, it seems, with the IPX67. I'm kind of rambling and going off on a tangent, but yeah, lighter weight, and I carried this for just a day. I'm sorry it's not longer than that, but I did appreciate that. Kind of forgot I had it on me for a little while, so that's always a good sign. With aluminum flashlights of this size, I cannot forget I have it on me, because I'm usually carrying a smaller AAA size flashlight generally. So notice anything larger than that. But yeah, this keeps the weight down quite well. And then yeah, the user interface, you gotta love it. I mean, you always know where your on switch is no matter what. And with Nitecore's other designs, I kind of had reservations about whether or not it could be turned on inadvertently. I haven't had issues with that myself, although I don't carry those frequently either. So with this, I don't have any reservations like that, because this switch is kind of protected by these fins back here, and it is, you know, you can access momentary with the light press, but in order to actually get it on constant requires, you know, purpose. Not gonna happen on accident on you. So yeah, good tail switch. Both of them are tactile, audible, clicky switches. You can hear that. So those feel really nice. So for this being a polymer or plastic product, the build quality seems as high as it can be. Yes, it does have a built-in battery. That is always gonna be a gripe of mine, but I love these MCT LEDs. Really fun, really cool. Beam profile on this is balanced, it's good. 45.95 at the time of recording. That's pretty much all there's to it. Those are my thoughts. think it's a great addition to their lineup. I think they've solved some issues from the EDC 23 or 29. The clip design has been vastly improved on subsequent models. Some people had concerns about operating these or turning them on inadvertently in pocket with some of the other switch designs or UI setups. This seems to have solved those problems as well. And yeah, that's my thoughts in a nutshell. Let me know yours. And I always want to appreciate you watching the video. If you've made it this far, you're one of the few that does. So thank you so much for sticking around. Hope you have a good rest of your day. God bless you. And I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.